to be special for us, always.
You guys, Hell's Revenge, the top of Hell's Revenge is right where David proposed to me. Right there. He was amazing. It was amazing.
I want you here for a long time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
I've learned how more to calm down. I didn't realize I was that frantic of a person until David came around.
Season 20 is on the horizon, but what if the secrets have already slipped through the cracks? Christine's posting spoilers, Cody's chasing new brides south of the border, and Robyn? She's gone quiet. TLC's grip on control is slipping, and the sister wives are no longer playing by the rules. Behind the scenes, chaos brews, spin-offs forbidden, filmed breakdowns that may never see the light of day. Turns out, the mess is even bigger than what airs on screen. So what's real? What's scripted? And who's the one leaking the truth in 2025? It all began with a smile. Kody Brown, radiant and at ease, shared what appeared to be a heartwarming family moment. Her arms wrapped around her grandbabies, her new boyfriend David by her side, beaming. The image, drenched in fresh starts, seemed to capture a perfect snapshot of joy. But the internet, ever watchful, doesn't miss a beat. Fans zoomed in, scrolled back, and whispered across forums. And there it was. Behind the smiles, behind the love, a subtle yet undeniable detail. A full camera crew, their gear reflecting the glow of the kitchen lights, silently captured the moment. The picture wasn't just an intimate snapshot of Christine's new life, it was a leak, intentional or not. TLC hadn't made any announcement, no press release, no teaser, no trailer, but Christine's photo? That said it all. Season 20 wasn't just coming, it was already happening, secretly behind closed doors. And Christine, whether by defiance or accident, had just pulled back the curtain. For TLC, this wasn't merely a spoiler, it was sabotage. Years of narrative control, tightly timed contracts, and calculated social media strategies had been shattered by a single Instagram post. Fans cheered, insiders panicked, and somewhere in the control room, someone likely muttered what no network wants to hear. We've lost the story. Was this a slip-up? A grandmother too proud to hold back? Or something far more deliberate? Christine's quiet rebellion wrapped in a filtered frame. Whatever the case, Christine had made her move, and the season hadn't even aired yet. Christine didn't just stop with one photo. She'd been planting seeds for over a year. Her Instagram became a slow drip of unsanctioned spoilers, each post a little bolder than the last. Back in November 2022, while season 17 was still airing, she casually dropped a line, "I'm finally filming in my house in Salt Lake. So excited." No specifics, no context, just a sentence. To fans, it was a harmless update, but to the producers, it was a grenade. Why was she filming alone? Was this a spin-off? Was TLC even involved? Christine never clarified. She didn't need to. She simply smiled, tagged the show, and kept posting. Cozy selfies in her Utah home, weight loss updates, shots of her grandkids, and heart emojis sprinkled over every inch of her new romance with David Woolley. Each post chipped away at the suspense TLC had been carefully crafting. For a network that thrives on slow burns, cliffhangers, and big season finales, Christine's openness was a wrecking ball. Behind the scenes, word was that TLC was furious. They'd crafted an arc for season 20 that focused on Christine's post-breakup transformation. They wanted to show her healing slowly, grappling with co-parenting, adjusting to single life. But Christine wasn't playing by their timeline. She wasn't waiting to be edited into a narrative of empowerment. She was already living it, unfiltered, online, and on her own terms. This wasn't just a breach of contract, it was a full-on narrative mutiny. TLC had built the Sister Wives empire on control, but Christine, she was no longer following the script, she was rewriting it from the outside. Sources close to the production revealed that TLC tried to enforce a quiet crackdown. First came the cold shoulder, less airtime, fewer promotional mentions, then the legal threats. Cease and desist warnings about leaking details, about access to behind-the-scenes moments. But by then, it was already too late. The internet had crowned Christine as the queen of the fallout. The harder TLC tried to silence her, the louder her fan base became. Every post became content: Reddit threads, TikToks, reaction videos. Her Instagram comments? A battleground. TLC was losing its grip. Christine had become the show, and she didn't need them anymore. The network wasn't just dealing with a rogue cast member, it was facing a full-blown digital uprising. Christine didn't need a camera crew to trend. She had the power of parasocial loyalty on her side. She was real, raw, unapologetic, and for the fans who had watched her be sidelined for years, that was gold. TLC's mistake wasn't underestimating Christine's popularity. It was forgetting that in the age of social media, control doesn't lie in contracts, it's in connection. And Christine, she had that connection in spades. While the network still owned the footage, Christine owned the narrative. With every smile she leaked, every unscripted moment she shared, TLC's grip on the story slipped further into irrelevance. Because when fans choose their star, the editors don't stand a chance. For years, Christine had been the overlooked wife, the third in line, the one who smiled through clenched teeth, raising children while Cody chased emotional validation elsewhere. Fans watched her quietly simmer, suffocating under the illusion of unity. But Christine wasn't broken. She was preparing. And when she left, she didn't whisper, she detonated. Her announcement didn't come through a producer-crafted sit-down or a tearful finale reveal. It came through Instagram. "Cody and I have grown apart," she wrote, "and I've made the difficult decision to leave." Just like that, Christine shattered the narrative TLC had been constructing for years. No build-up, no permission, no delay, just truth. From that moment on, she didn't look back. Her new home in Utah became more than just a residence. It was a symbol. The clean walls, the fresh light, the absence of shared husbands and shared paint. It all signaled rebirth. Her captions shifted from polite updates to declarations of joy. Her wardrobe brightened. Her smile deepened. She wasn't escaping. She was reclaiming. And the fans felt it. Every selfie became a signal flare. Every post with David, every moment with her grandchildren, every inch of her visible transformation, weight loss, confidence, peace, became proof that freedom was possible. She had been edited into submission for so long. Now she was curating her own reel. TLC tried to retroactively catch up, editing in flashbacks, adding dramatic music, trying to make her departure their story. But they were too late. Christine had already gone viral, not as a victim, but as a heroine. She wasn't just the wife who left polygamy. She was the woman who outgrew the show that tried to contain her. Once, Meri Brown was the emotional anchor of sister wives, the first wife, the loyal soldier, the one who swallowed pain in exchange for proximity. She stayed when others questioned, waited while Cody drifted, and held her ground through public humiliation. But now, she's barely a shadow in the storyline. Fans noticed at first, fewer appearances, less screen time, no central conflict. Yet off-screen, Meri was louder than ever. Bold Instagram captions, solo travel adventures, motivational videos where she kayaked through rivers, and metaphorically let go of the past. Building businesses, building friendships, and smiling into the camera, all while declaring, "I'm doing whatever the hell I want." TLC doesn't know how to frame her anymore. She's no longer seeking Cody's attention, she's not entangled in household drama, and she's certainly not waiting to be saved. She's removed herself from the emotional economy of the show, and in doing so, she's made herself unfilmable. But here's the question. Is Meri slowly disappearing from the franchise, or is she quietly writing her own exit script? She's still under contract, still linked to the brand, but emotionally, she left long ago. Now, as the cameras pan across empty rooms and Cody's voice fills the silence, one thing becomes clear. Sometimes the loudest goodbye is the one you don't announce. While TLC scrambles to preserve a fractured family tree, Christine and Janelle are planting new roots, far from the reach of network contracts and polygamist baggage. Rumors swirl across fan pages and podcast clips. The two most liberated sister wives are quietly building a media empire of their own. A spin-off, a streaming deal, a podcast where they spill everything the editors left out. No one knows for sure, but the pieces are falling into place. Christine's social posts read like soft launch teasers, collaborations, shared projects, and empowered living. Janelle, long underestimated, now posts daily about wellness, business ventures, and financial independence. It's not just a vibe shift, it's a brand. And TLC, they're on the outside looking in. For over a decade, they controlled the storylines, the tension, the outcomes, but now their former stars are rewriting the rules. Christine and Janelle aren't just surviving post-Kody, they're thriving, monetizing, expanding. They're not sister wives anymore. They're pioneers, carving out a new narrative that TLC can't edit, can't own, and certainly can't contain. They're co-founders. What makes this even juicier, neither Christine nor Janelle has officially confirmed the spinoff, and that leaves the internet to do what it does best: speculate, obsess, and refresh. Every post, every collaboration becomes another clue. Every new project could be the pilot they've been teasing. Fans aren't asking if it'll happen. They're counting down the days. If TLC isn't behind this new chapter, that's even more explosive because it means the two breakout stars of the show are building a future that could directly compete with the very platform that made them famous. Christine and Janelle have the fans, the freedom, and the firepower. All they need now is a camera crew they control. By the time Kody Brown landed in Mexico, he was no longer the man who once preached unity from a leather armchair in Flagstaff. 3 wives gone, 1 left. His kingdom reduced to whispers and dust. But instead of reflection, Kody doubled down, desperate to restore the illusion of control. He flew south, allegedly chasing a potential new wife he'd met online. She was young, reportedly in her 20s, and from a South American country, exotic, new, untouched by the weight of reality TV baggage. So he thought. Robyn was there too, by his side, smiling through the awkwardness, clinging to the last thread of their shared dream. Cameras rolled, TLC needed a twist, and Kody needed a win. But what happened next wasn't love, it was collapse. The woman, according to insiders, discovered Kody's full polygamist history, the years of fractured relationships, the public breakups, and the televised implosions, and she ran. Not just from the proposal, but from the cameras, the producers, and the narrative itself. Kody was left stranded, not just geographically, but emotionally humiliated in front of his crew, rejected before the storyline could even start. When he returned, he demanded the footage be cut, scrubbed, erased. But the damage was done. Word leaked, fans speculated, and in the silence of missing scenes, the truth spoke louder than any confessional. Kody wasn't rebuilding, he was unraveling. In a franchise built on control, this was the moment Kody lost his grip, not just on the women in his life, but on the very story he once ruled. And the saddest part? He thought this would be his redemption arc. Instead, it became his final act of desperation. Amid the fallout, Robyn Brown stands like a statue in the wreckage, present but eerily still. No interviews, no social media rants, no cryptic quotes, just a carefully constructed silence that feels less like mystery and more like a script. For years, Robyn was the golden thread in TLC's tapestry, the polished favorite, the emotionally articulate one, the wife Kody legally married. But now, with the family unraveling and the spotlight shifting, even her silence feels staged. Is it loyalty or damage control? Fans are noticing. Her lack of reaction to Christine's public romance, her absence during Janelle's empowerment arc, her tight-lipped support of Kody's failed Mexican courtship, it's not just suspicious, it's symbolic, like a crumbling castle where the queen retreats to the highest tower, watching the walls collapse below. Insiders whisper that producers are struggling to script her into relevance. Without the other wives, Robyn has no tension to navigate, no conflict to resolve. Her storyline? It's air. And the silence? It's starting to sound like surrender. What once looked like devotion now reads as detachment. Robyn may still be the legal wife, but emotionally, she's vanished. And as the audience shifts their loyalty to Christine and Janelle, Robyn's quiet composure may not be strength. It could be fear, because even the crown can't protect you when the kingdom is falling apart. Don't be fooled by the selfies. Christine Brown isn't just sharing joy, she's playing chess with an empire. Every accidental leak, Every grinning post with David, every sun-drenched shot of her grandbabies, these aren't random moments. They're moves in a carefully orchestrated rebellion. A rebellion not against polygamy, but against the machine that profited from her pain. TLC spent over a decade shaping Christine into the struggling third wife, the underdog, the underappreciated one, the one clinging to crumbs of Kody's affection. But Christine flipped the lens. Instead of letting producers decide when and how she gets to heal, she took her story online and beat them to the punch. And it's working. By the time TLC is ready to roll out their version of Season 20, Christine's fans already know what's coming, and they're on her side. They've seen the real romance, they've watched her transformation in real time. TLC's big reveal? It's already played out on Instagram, TikTok, and every Reddit thread with a pulse. It's a power shift the network never expected. Christine doesn't need editing. She doesn't need a storyline. She is the story. And in the world of social media, the algorithm doesn't care who owns the footage. It cares about who has the following. This isn't just a narrative shift, it's a whole-scale hostage takeover. Christine isn't just part of the cast anymore, she's become the competition itself. With every post, every spoiler, she's quietly dismantling the very foundation TLC spent years building. Because in today's media game, the one who controls the comments controls everything. So here's the real question. What if Christine doesn't stop spilling the secrets? What if this is the beginning of a new era where the cast controls the narrative? Either way, it's clear. Season 20 may be filmed by TLC, but Christine has already written it. If Christine keeps breaking the rules, will TLC cancel her or crown her the true queen of Sister Wives Season 20? And if Kody can't find a new wife, is this the end of polygamy on television? Drop your theories below, because this isn't just a family drama. It's a revolution. For more leaked tea, ruthless breakdowns, and behind-the-scenes chaos you won't get from TLC, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.